muscle to see a funny thing. So it is Silver here, my farm experience, and you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and also leave a like in that you don't miss out this information about farming. And basically, just imagine your pig. Just imagine your pig gives you 23 piglets, 22 piglets, 18 piglets, 16 piglets, for instance. Basically, how are you going to manage those piglets? That is very, very important, because I've seen farmers' interest a lot is basically the number of piglets that are going to come out from a particular mother. But getting those numbers is one thing. The other important thing is basically managing those numbers, and that comes back to how are you going to come with a quality piglet, and how are you going to manage that piglet. What are the key necessary things? It comes back to the type of mothers. You can see here, you can see here we have around 6 mothers in this phase, and these 6 mothers were able to give us around 108 piglets. So those 108 piglets from the 6 mothers, we have to ensure that these pigs will get at least a good survival rate. So, for instance, this mother gave us around 18 piglets, 20 piglets, 23 piglets from the other mother, something like that. There is also one mother that gave us around 9 piglets. So that means in previous performance, based on our records, it was actually performing better. But now it has given us 9 piglets. But to us, it's not so bad, because now we have an option of balancing some of these piglets. For instance, the 23, the 20, we have an option of balancing to give it around extra 6, 7 piglets, to see that they also have where to breastfeed from. So one of the key important things in piglet management is basically the sow milk. The sow milk has a lot of nutrients, and it has the necessary immunity that the piglets actually need to survive when they come out from them. The sows warm. So here you're looking at piglets of around 3 weeks currently, and I'm very sure there are some farms that can easily wean a piglet of 3 weeks and it survives. And I'm very sure there are farms out there that are looking at 4 weeks weaning phase. Why is that weaning phase very important in piglet management and piggery production as a business? The shorter the time, the more cycles you have with your sow. Let's say you're looking at having 2.5 times a year farrowing cycles. So that means your pig is going to farrow 2.5 times a year. So the shorter the weaning phase, the more cycles you have. These sows, within 7 days after weaning, they get back on heat. Just within that period of time. Some will go back on heat within 5 days, some even less than that. So they get back on heat and they are so majority of their time they are pregnant. Majority of the time with the sows are pregnant. So that's why it's very important for you to see that you identify a good sow to work as your breeding stock. I usually tell farmers that when you're going into piggery, have a direction, have a plan. A 10 sow unit plan can actually give you some very good returns. So plan accordingly. Do not even plan to produce piglets at your farm and then again you're supposed to use them as your breeding stock. It's a lot of wasting time. So for instance, when you look at this sow, this is a cross of large white and landrace, and basically it's a product from Choice Genetics. We call it CG36. So the CG36 has actually really performed so well within the country, and in terms of litter sizes, in terms of number of piglets that it gives about above 16 piglets, for instance. That's why you have here pigs that are giving 20, 23, 18, and all that in most of their cycles. That is actually the performance. But even the quality of the piglet depends a lot on the sow ability to actually feed them in terms of milk yield. Then it depends on the bower line that you've used. There is what we call bower traits, the paternal traits, where the quality of the bower has qualities like high feed conversion and into muscle, then a high growth rate. That means its muscling ability is really so good. And those are the bowers we actually use. For instance, you can have bowers like Petrain, Duroc, the P90, that's under Choice Genetics. The PIC lines are also available. There are so many PIC lines that you can also, but they also have the Duroc under PIC. They have the Petrain and the rest, and they have their synthetic bowers. So the most important thing is basically getting a quality bower. Serve your sow with the quality bower. You can use artificial insemination, you can use natural milking, but ensure that you're having a quality bower that is serving your sow. Then you get a quality piglet. So check out first things first, measure the weights of those piglets at birth to know what kind of a piglet you're dealing with, you're going to deal with. So the other threats in piglet management is basically anemic issues. So that's why we give iron shot on day 3 to ensure that they can form their own blood. Then the other issue with the piglet management is basically the diarrhea. That's why we have here these crates, and basically to ensure hygienic management of these pigs. But still, if you do not have capacity to afford the crates, because they can be expensive, doesn't mean that you cannot do pig farming. Still, you can maintain your hygiene within your farm by having the right team. I have a lady farmer somewhere, and trust me, she's very good in managing our farm in terms of hygiene and in terms of piglet management. She's actually very good in managing our farm. So the most important thing here is hygiene and knowing how to tackle issues of diarrhea, using those antibiotics, and see that you can treat those issues of diarrhea when the piglets, when the issue is still low, when it's not severe. So when it's just still low, you can see that you manage. Then the diet, the nature of the diet you're going to give the piglets, and of course their feed, the presentation of the feed is very good. So this is pellets, and with the pellets, remember these piglets are going to be eating in small quantity, and they are going to eat small quantities of feed. but you want to ensure that whatever they are going to eat, it's going to benefit them. So this is a pelleted diet. Yes, it's expensive, but you want to see that whatever the piglet is eating is not waste. As you can see that down here, we do not have any waste of this feed. It's expensive, but according to the nature of the feeders that we are using as well, the piglet cannot waste the feed. So the most two expensive diets in pig farming are basically the piglet and lactation diet. And remember, lactation diet is going to go in large quantities. Per piglet is supposed to include like 0.5 per piglet. So usually when you have like 20 piglets, the pig is supposed to be eating more than 10 kilograms per day. So, but you also feed basing on the appetite of the animal. So that is most important in pig farming. The other thing is basically presentation of water. You can see this area here is basically for piglets, and this area is for the mother. And you can see that the pressure at which this water is coming is very good for water intake. Water intake from the mother. Then you have a feeder there that can give the mother more feed intake. So here basically a lot about reducing wastage of food compared to other piggery farms that depend basically on flow feeding. So when structuring a piggery farm, once if you're going to structure the farrowing area, you have to ensure that your farrowing area is large enough and it can accommodate both a mother and our piglets. And that is very important to ensure that the survival of the piglets is high. The welfare of the animal is really considered in that construction basis. Then maybe you can also plan that in future, in case I can afford this, I need to also consider that, so that you never know, in the future you're able to get the farrowing crakes and use your farrowing unit as a farrowing pen. So construction in piggery is very expensive, but all that consideration about piglets and the sow should be considered. Now the key thing is the person who's supposed to manage the piglets. Usually training workers is one important thing in every organization and every enterprise. So do not neglect your workers. Yes, you can get a worker that has interest in piggery and is more trainable to add in the skills they have acquired from somewhere. That worker can you can work with that worker so that you can establish a successful farm. Now with piglets, you need someone that has passion in managing pigs. In the piglets are very nice animals. You can see how nice this pig is, and you need someone that has passion in identifying disease earlier in case it shows up and communicating to you. Then as well, you need someone that gives all our time, most of our time, on actually attending to the piglets, and you find that you have a high survival rate, because you need to monitor which piglets are taking milk, which piglets are not taking milk, what is the problem, how best can you rectify that. That's the most important thing in this time. piglet management. So pigs have a high multiplication rate and they have a high growth rate, which is very important in converting your money into more money. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss out this information about Piglet farming. Thank you.